Hey, it's Dave here, and I just want to talk about what I see as the purpose for letting go. In a nutshell, to learn how to let go and of whatever it is that you're holding on to, whether it's some ideas from the past or emotions or traumas from the past or things in your life, material things or people or just other ideas that you have in your head. The purpose to letting go of these things is that so something new and bigger and better and brighter and more in alignment with who you truly are, a new experience more in alignment with who you truly are, can come into your life. And so we're all here for growth, we're all here for evolution, we're all here to become better people than we are, and we block ourselves by not letting go. And so this is generally how I see the pattern work in my own life, is that life will always give you signs and signals in terms of how to navigate and where to go, and a lot of that has to do with your own feelings, but also you have to be very aware. So you got to pay attention to the signs around you. Are certain things in your life repeating? Are certain situations happening over again? Or are certain circumstances coming up? The circumstances can be different, but are they causing a similar emotional reaction all the time in your life? And the pattern is that life will throw you, these little signs and these little signals, and they will start off as whispers in the wind. And for most people, that will be below their level of awareness, unless you're really highly tuned and you're really paying attention. And life is trying to nudge you in a direction that is better for you, and that is more in alignment with who you are and the experiences that you are here to have. So then, people get so attached to these ideas and the belief systems and their lifestyle and the way they live their life and how they think they should be, that they don't pay attention to these little whispers in the winds that come your way. And so if you're not listening, after a while, these whispers eventually become uh, little louder voices and little louder voices, and not specifically voices literally, but just signs and the signals will get louder and louder and louder, and you will notice this in your life, because the emotional charge in you will become greater and greater and greater. So whatever emotions you are experiencing, whether it's fear or anger or depression or anxiety, they will start to elevate more and more and more. They'll get a little bit higher. And, so that's your cue to look into yourself and find out what's going on, and dig in and try and find out and interpret what these, the signs and the symptoms and the signals that life is giving you. Now, if you're not paying attention again, and you're so attached to how you think you should be, or how your ego thinks you should be, then it starts getting, the signs and the signals, they start getting louder and louder. It goes beyond a yell, and now it's like life is starting to hit you with a hammer. And this is where things in your life can start to become a lot more painful. The amount of emotion that your experiences will increase even more. And then beyond the emotion, this will now start to manifest in physical pain and physical dysfunction, uh, joint pain or headaches, or, bowel distress or something like that. Emotions are stored within the body, and if they're not released, they can cause trauma. And so your organs can start to get a little irritated and inflamed from the emotional response that's going on. But still, if you are not paying attention and you're not listening and you're not aware of your emotions, you're so deeply rooted in your fear of not changing, then life will start to throw you even uh, greater experiences that will cause an even greater emotional charge, and the pain will continue to get worse until instead of hitting you with a hammer, now life is throwing you, a hand grenade, and things are exploding, and so this is the pattern. It starts off very, very gentle, but over a period of time, the emotional charge gets greater and greater and greater and greater and greater until it forces your hand where you are forced to do something to make a change or to do something, even if you don't know what that is. So, it is in general better to be aware, have your mind silenced, and pay attention and look for the little subtle signs and symptoms and be aware of your emotional state, how your body feels at a very subtle level, so you don't have to let all of this emotional buildup and have all this pain and suffering in your life, all because you don't want to let go and you're afraid of to change, and whatever that can be. It could be a relationship, it can be a job, or it can just be financial situation, or it can just be letting go of a thing like a house or a car or whatever. So pay attention to those signs and those symptoms, and you can really learn to interpret those symptoms. And when you learn to, sorry, not symptoms, those signs, but when you learn to interpret uh, the direction of what life is trying to tell you when those things come up, and you can navigate your way through life, you can learn to feel at a more subtle level, and therefore uh, let go of your attachments faster, let go of your fears faster, and let go at a more comfortable level, so you don't have to have all this elevation in fear and anxiety and pain. And so uh, when you're finally able to do this, life will become a lot more easier. You can navigate life a lot more simple uh, and with a lot less fear, and you will be more allowing of the things that will come into your life that are more in alignment with who you are. And you will no longer be afraid to let go and realize that you have to go through this process a few times of letting go of something that you think means something to you, going through the process and seeing it to the end, and then once you have finally let go and have no attachment to that thing, life will finally bring you that experience or that thing or that experience that will be in alignment with who you are, and then you can look back and say, this is really more to who I am, and that thing which I thought was so important to me in the past, that I was holding on to like death, actually really didn't mean all that much. But in the moment, we build it up in our heads so much that we think it's everything, and that if we're going to let go, we're going to, suffer miserably or something like that. So you have to go through the process of letting go a few times consciously and observing the effects afterwards, uh, to know that every time that you let go of something, whether it's an actual thing or just a belief or an idea in your head of how you should be, that something better always, 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 100% of the time comes your way. So if you're got something in your life that you gotta let go of and you know its time has passed, the more you hold on to it, the longer its time has passed, the more suffering you are causing yourself, the more pain you are causing yourself, and why would you want to do that any longer than you have to? So just practice letting go. Start with little things in your life and gradually build up. And if you have to let go of something big, and its time has passed, and there's no peace to be had with keeping that thing or idea in your life, then it's time to let go and just do that, and you will see something will come into your life that's much bigger, much better, much more beautiful, and will be a lot more fulfilling in alignment with who you are. So that's all I want to talk about. Just letting go. It's very, very simple, profound thing. Uh, it can have a lot of positive benefits in your life once you practice and learn it and know how to do it and know when it's time to, and try not to hold on. So that's it. Hope this helps, and take care.